Okay, so I'm gonna be installing a vent fan, and I'm trying to determine, there's no duct work up there, so they never vented it out of the house. So I'm looking on the outside of the house to see the best way to go about this. So first thing I wanna notice is come over here. So the window where the ladder is, that's the bathroom, okay? So we're about 8 feet to the gable. So my options are, I can use a vent hood that would come through the exterior of the house. Now I have to obviously climb up into the attic and do that. I'm gonna have to drill a hole from here and then crawl up in the attic and connect it. The other option would be to use one of these. This is just a simple vent, 4-inch vent that I could put right into the soffit. So this is gonna be a lot easier because I can cut the hole from my vent fan and just grab the flex duct and go to that outside eave. So that is a really great option, makes it really simple. And as you can see, it has like a little guard in here so no bugs or anything can climb into the actual vent. But I also wanted to show you here on the back side of the house. So on this particular situation, you could see the gutter is directly against the house. So there's not going to be any way to do a soffit duct. So if your bathroom is off the back like this, you're going to have to go through the gable end. Now there's one other option, and that's going through the roof, but I highly don't recommend that unless you're a roofer who does that. You don't want to have the liability of it leaking. So either go out the gable or do a soffit vent. You want to use a 4¼ inch hole saw for this, because you want this basically has some tabs on the back that will basically grip itself inside of there once you push it up. So make sure that this is big enough for this to cover that. And I would recommend going on the flat surface of your soffit. So I can just bring my ductwork through here, and then I'll be able to connect it real easily. Grab my duct. So I'm just using corrugated duct. Now, one thing I'll say about this is that you don't want to go over 8 foot with the corrugated. Secondly, it is best to have insulated duct, but I'm going to have insulation all around this thing because it's right at the eave here. So I didn't go and get the flex duct with the insulation, but that is a good idea, especially in humid environments. It just keeps the condensation from building around this, but I feel comfortable because I'm literally a foot. So, you know, the insulation around this is gonna probably just be fine. So let me just move some of this insulation out of the way. So then these things have these little wing nut things on here. So if you push them around those wing nuts, it'll hold the ductwork on there, or the flex duct. That's all there really is to it. So it just kind of sticks up in there. And I'm going to leave myself a little bit of flexibility here to connect this.
Got it?
All right. All right, so that'll hold that insulation around there. And then we can just cut this to fit to our vent fan when we're ready. Okay, so one of the best ways you can vent your vent fan is through a roof vent. I had to put a new pipe flange up for my flange going up for my piping. So at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the existing vent and put in a roof vent for a ventilation fan. So these things are pretty small. Really nothing different than putting it in like a regular pipe cover. It's just a matter of getting on the roof and putting it together. So this basically just has a little opening here and a flap. Okay, so then this basically just connects right into this. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a grate on here. So we just got to stick this in, making sure that this flap goes over top of the shingles. Okay, so my vent. Most important thing here is making sure this is overlapping the shingle. So you can see how I don't have any shingle here. We're gonna have to go another row before we can put that over top of it. So let's go another row. Okay, so the most important thing here is just making sure that this overlaps this shingle like that. Now we can go ahead and nail this in place.